Why were Europeans obsessed with finding a sea route to Asia? Some sought glory and exploration, others dreamed of spreading faith, and kings wanted new trade. But above all, the lure of Asia's wealth, especially spices, drove their obsession. Spices weren't just flavors, they preserved food, healed sickness, and symbolized status. In Europe, where winters were harsh, these treasures were worth more than gold. Merchants competed fiercely, prices soared, Europe couldn't get enough, and Europe faced a major challenge. Spices didn't grow in Europe, they came majorly from Asia. From Asia they traveled through Arabian and Venetian middlemen. For every trade a markup was added on the price. By the time spices reached European markets, their price had multiplied many times. With no other choice, Europe paid the price. Venice dominated the spice trade across Europe, thanks to its prime location and powerful fleet. With exclusive trade deals and warehouses, they set prices and controlled access to spices. Venetian merchants grew rich. Their galleys brought pepper, cinnamon, and silks from the east. Their ships dominated Mediterranean ports, turning Venice into Europe's trading capital. But Europe was paying heavily for their dominance. A handful of pepper cost a fortune, but this monopoly would not last forever. In 1453, everything changed. The mighty walls of Constantinople fell to the Ottomans, sealing Europe from the east. The ancient land routes to Asia were cut off almost overnight, become costlier and dangerous. Spice prices spiked. A handful of pepper was suddenly worth more than gold. Europe was looking for solution. Europe now had only one choice, a direct trade with Asia through sea. Explorers from Portugal and Spain began sailing into the unknown, chasing Asia across uncharted waters. Maps were incomplete, each journey risked storms, shipwrecks, and the edge of the world. Yet the dream of spices, gold, and glory pushed them forward. Overcoming all the obstacles, few found success. In 1498, one man finally unlocked Asia's treasures by sea. Vasco da Gama of Portugal sailed around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, a feat no European had achieved before. After months at sea, he reached Calicut in India, a direct link at last. But the arrival was far from a victory. Local traders saw him as a threat, established Arab merchants blocked his way. His gifts and trade goods were considered inadequate by the local ruler, leading to disappointment and resistance in negotiations. Faced with hostility, Vasco da Gama bartered directly from his ships, swapping goods for precious spices offshore. He endured tense negotiations and even took hostages, but finally secured enough spices to return to Portugal. Vasco da Gama returned to Portugal with goods valued 60 times of voyage cost. Portugal's triumph sparked a race across Europe, but they weren't alone. The Dutch reached Bantam in Java in 1596 and later established Batavia as their trading hub. The English arrived at Surat, India in 1608, expanding trade to Madras, Bombay, and Calcutta. Denmark reached Tranquebar in 1620. France established Pondicherry in 1674. Sweden entered late at Porto Novo in 1733, mainly trading with Canton. With Asia's riches now within reach, Europe's fortunes and power were about to change forever. Direct sea routes brought spices, silk, and gold straight to European ports. Countries that reached Asia grew powerful, their economies booming from the new trade. The age of exploration had rewritten the map, and the stakes were higher than ever. The pursuit of Asia's wealth drove nations to the seas, transforming Europe's fortunes and rewriting the balance of global power. The sea routes to Asia weren't just about trade, they were the first step toward our modern world. If you enjoyed this journey through history, hit like, share it with friends, and subscribe for more untold stories of the past.